unsuitably disordered.
Wanted to make you smile.
Law, how'd you get in here alive? You are alive, yeah? And not one of them? No, you look clean. Good. You'd better get inside with the others.
If worse comes to worse, remember, I don't have much muscle on me.
So?
So, muscle is the part that tastes good.
This warehouse is loaded with Rizzo's products. We'll be fine.
I just think we should have a plan. That poor woman who used to always talk to that sprat got infected. She's one of them now.
That's terrible. What was her name again?
Sheila, wasn't it?
No, wait. I think Sheila was what she called the sprat.
Damn. Still sad, though.
Hey, Inspector! You're alive! That's terrific! Can't complain. Still slug-free. That is, I'm still slug, obviously, but I haven't been slugged. You know what I mean. You need... what? Why? No kidding. I should have known you'd be on top of things. That must be what's on my desk. We just got it in. Couldn't find it on any of our shipping orders, and none of us could figure out what in law's name it was. You're welcome to it. Just so you know, it's got a bit of a weird smell. You too, Inspector. Ugh, essence of sprat? Why would anybody keep a vial of... Never mind, I don't want to know.
That should do the trick. Take the antiparasitic to the pilot house. We're gonna hijack the atmospheric controls.
Infect me with sorrow? I'll fix you right up! Oh yeah, that's funny.
I will end that for you, Happy! I just want to be your friend!
Don't like that at all. I just wanted to make you smile.
Greeting protocols suspended. All non-essential protocols suspended. Phaeton is standing by for larval compound dispersal. Reactor stable. Compound dispersal may commence. Affirmative. Dispersing. Incoming message from Rizzo's distillation station.
What have you done? What in law's name have you done? You hijacked our atmosphere. Are you trying to kill us all? No. You're trying to kill my symbiotes. I'm not going to let you destroy everything I've built. I can still fix this. I can undo the damage you've done.
End of transmission.
just want to be your friend! Smile!
I just wanted to make you smile!
Funny, giving me the chuckles. I just want to be your I just wanted to make you smile.
Not gonna let no one.
Hey, Captain. Whatever happens, I just want you to know. I've always got your back.
Yes, I know you're hungry. Be patient. I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you. I assure you, I am in full control of my faculties. I know what you've done. Hijacked Phaeton. Contaminated the air we breathe with your poison. You think you've saved this colony? All you've done is robbed Halcyon of its last chance at real happiness. And you've angered my queen. The queen of symbiotes, a creature of endless compassion and unfathomable intelligence. The next sovereign of Halcyon. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to feed you to the queen, and then I'm going to find a way to repair the damage you've done. Don't be afraid. She can smell fear, and it makes her absolutely ravenous. Your Highness, dinner is served. Wait, no, not me. Damn! Merciful law, stop.
Nicely done.
Mr. Ludovico? Mr. Ludovico, sir, is there any chance you're still alive inside the Queen's digestive tract? Wait, no. That's his leg on the ground over there. Okay, well, this is interesting. Mr. Ludovico never signed my release, so I'm contractually obligated to stay by my post. Assistant Harwell, Confectioner and Munitions Department. How may I be of assistance? Oh, absolutely! Rizzo's manually operated confection and ammunition dispensers are state-of-the-art. I've stocked the repository right beside your terminal. Thank you for choosing Rizzo's during your moment of mortal terror. You made it. I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the purpleberry orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive. Oh, you're very welcome. I do regret the untimely demise of our broodmother, but my passenger is flooding my brain with all sorts of happy feelings, so I don't mind all that much. Oh, that's what I call the slug I've bonded with. It's gonna be a part of me until I pass through the gates of oblivion and my atoms scatter into the void. Sounds like what you need is a passenger of your own.
Returning fire!
You okay, Captain?
I got a little too close to one of those infected. Their breath practically reeked of purpleberry. It was dreadful.
You've returned. Hope you're finding the hotel to your liking. Now, what can I lend a hand with? What? Oh, Laws, you didn't find my story, did you? Sakes alive, that's embarrassing as all hell. I guess I should have hid it better. Well, since there's no way to put the leather boa back in the skinning machine, I might as well ask. What did you think? and my old man said I never amount to anything. Move over, board announcement writer 256. Norville's coming for your job.
Me, oh my! How exciting to see you again! This truly has been a day to end all days. I could die happy. Anything you'd like to discuss? Owens? I hardly spot him. Generally, he's at Mr. Woolrich's beck and call, fetching this or that, helping with his room, and providing as his acting partner far more often than not. Ooh, that was strange. I've never felt quite as pleased as I just was to be tasked with working this elevator for 16 hours every day.
Inspector. What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead. Don't be sorry. Be straightforward. What happened? Maria's been killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this? Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, merciful law. I'm so sorry, Maria. Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have the heart to continue talking at the moment. Thank you for your time.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay. I don't know where those infected came from. Please be careful.
I must have dreamed up 100 different ways to kill Ludovico. I'll be honest, eaten alive by the queen of the brain slugs wasn't on that list. Is that so strange? I imagined this moment would be a little more cathartic. But Belinda's still gone, and I don't feel all that different. I know. You're right. I can't go back to the way things were. I can't return to my old life because it was never my life to begin with. It was shared. Never mind, you don't need to listen to this. Thank you again for your help, Captain. I never would have made it this far without you.
We'll be awfully busy with the administrator gone. Lots to do.
I thought about hiding in a crate, but they all smell...
You know, I think I've had enough of Eridanos for one lifetime. I'm starting to miss our ship. Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain? Ma'am? Lady?
I'm a firm believer in the sanctity of life and the right of all creatures to exist. But I must say, I'm glad we killed that parasite queen. She was quite disgusting.
I'd rest easier with that big slug being dead if it hadn't made so many little slugs. Let's get out of this place, Captain.
I can't believe we took down that slug parasite queen thing. Okay, I don't know what it was, but I really hope they were cameras.
No challenge is too large, no mess is too small. Every SAM unit comes lean, mean, and ready to clean. Thank you, customer. All cleaning tasks have been completed. Scheduling next round of cleaning to commence in 4 minutes.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you Inspector? What can I do for you? During your absence, I passed the time by simulating a number of hypothetical conclusions to this case. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and my appraisal of the individuals involved is not flattering. Therefore, my conclusions are inaccurate. Yes, Captain. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity subroutines. Administrator Ludovico killed Halcyon Helen? I have been programmed to simulate contempt and mild surprise. Mr. Ludovico had the audacity to hire you to solve a murder he committed? I am contemptuous and mildly surprised. This information is valuable to me. I will update my behavior simulation protocol accordingly. Thank you, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true. No, I can't imagine you'd be aware. It all happened so quickly. Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you. So you were at the scene of the murder? I'd prefer it if you didn't lie about these details. The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to slip in and out of the hotel. Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Any one of them could have killed her on his behalf. Make them suffer, Inspector. I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate. That's ominous. Ah, Bertie Holcomb. How have you gone and complicated my life this time? I do wish Bertie wouldn't take refuge in the glass bottle every time something goes wrong in his life. If Bertie was drunk on the night of Helen's murder, then you're right. He has no alibi. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen? Understood. I appreciate your candor. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation. I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. I'll make my report of your investigation into Bertie. Do you have anything else for me? Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large. Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find? She wants to be arrested. That's not the kind of behavior I expect from a suspect. Perhaps she's carrying a guilty conscience. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer? Arresting the Prophet could spell the end of her career. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report. Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found. Smart. Nothing Cedric says in his defense can be taken in good faith. With that in mind, do you think Cedric was responsible for Helen's death? I'm pleased to hear that. Cedric hasn't won you over with his clever words. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's alive. The universe is a just place. I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? I was hoping you wouldn't say that. What makes you sure it was Bertie? He has always had serious temper issues. Yes, I begin to see your reasoning. Walk me through your reasoning. What happened on the night of the murder? Yes, Bertie's teammates were arrested, but he was absent. He was gone from the hotel room long enough to find Helen in the ballroom. That's the trouble with Bertie. When his pride is wounded, he responds with anger. Bertie met Helen in the ballroom, and then... Plasma burns and blunt force trauma. That is an elegant solution. I suppose I have no choice but to recommend Bertie Holcomb to the Labyrinth for the murder of Halcyon Helen. You've given me enough to clear this institution's name in the eyes of the colony. That's all I ever asked of you. We're finished here. The Labyrinth is a dreadful place for Black Hole Bertie to end his career. He'll have time to reflect on the course of his life. Wait, Inspector. Hal, you... Make them... That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. He'll do everything in his power to keep you off his trail. With that in mind, do you... No motive. That's disappointing, because it's exactly the conclusion he'd want us to make. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. Well... Ms. Leva... So... Really? What makes you say that? You're saying she was paranoid. Interesting. I'll have to make a note of her psychological state in my report. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer? Arresting the Prophet. Thank you for the Are you confident you've finished your investigation? You've questioned all your suspects. I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? Somehow, I'm not surprised. What makes you sure it was the Prophet? Perfect. Lying to an investigator is already grounds for suspension. And by suspension, I mean being suspended over the edge of a land complex for a time commensurate with the offense. The trouble is, Helen was killed in the ballroom. I'm told the Prophet never left her retreat. How do you account for this? Don't say, I guess, Inspector. Have confidence in your accusation. If Miss Leva insists she killed Helen, we must take her at her word. So, the Prophet had a clear motivation for killing Helen. Tell me what happened on the night of the murder. Ah, I like the way you think, Inspector. The Prophet acted in cold blood. Helen's autopsy report tells me she died of plasma burns and blunt trauma. What do you make of that? That's a long way to drag a dead body. But I suppose desperation pushes people to extraordinary measures. It's clear to me that the Prophet murdered Halcyon Helen. I appreciate your work, Inspector. That's absurd. Why would I want to see the Prophet arrested for murder? She brings visitors to my complex. Rich, well-connected visitors. Don't worry. You've done everything I asked for. And more. We're finished here. Jasmine Leva, Prophet of Profitability, will be delivering seminars in Tartarus, if she's lucky. I'll contact board authorities immediately. Wait. Bellhop Owens, recently deceased, at least according to my latest report. I wonder what compelled Owens to poison Helen. Professional jealousy? Gross incompetence? I suppose we'll never know. In any case, I have a lot of paperwork ahead of me. I'll need to give Mr. Owens a posthumous reprimand. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large. Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found. Smart. With that in mind. I'm pleased. Unfortunately, even I... Are you confident you've... I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? Really? Spencer Woolrich killed Halcyon Helen? As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, that sounds like the highlight of his career. What makes you think it was Spencer? Spencer Woolrich tried to poison Halcyon Helen? Well, that's positively damning. Walk me through your reasoning. What happened on the night of the murder? Burbage, the auto-mechanical. That's a curious deduction. What makes you so sure? An interesting observation. Woolrich used Burbage to kill Helen on his behalf. I'll make a note of that in my report. All right, Woolrich clearly had a plan to kill Helen. He had motive and he had intent. What happened in the ballroom? Woolrich's actions were obviously premeditated. It is ironic to me that he performed his most notorious role while the cameras were off. It's clear to me that Spencer Woolrich murdered Halcyon Helen. I appreciate your help, Inspector. We're done here. Spencer Woolrich killed Halcyon Helen. If he thinks Aetherwave critics are harsh, he hasn't seen the Labyrinth's inmates. Wait, Helen's death. I'm pleased. Unfortunately. When Helen... Oh, dear. That's a serious allegation. Coercing the mascot into performing an act of thievery constitutes a blatant misuse of Rizzo's company property. Even if Bertie isn't responsible for Helen's murder, his conduct is vexing to me. He may require a lesson in consequences. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen? I'd like you... You may be right. I'll prepare a writ of arrest. Keeping Bertie in a cell might spare this company a few thousand bits in repair work. I'll make my report of your investigation into Bertie. Do you have anything else for me? Are you confident you've finished your... I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helm? Oh, thank you, merciful architect. I mean, yes, I understand. You're saying Cedric Kincannon killed Halcyon Helen. What makes you so sure? That sounds exactly like Cedric. If he has an advantage over you, he'll wave it in your face before stabbing you with it. Trust me, I know. You realize what's happening here. Cedric doesn't believe you can demonstrate his guilt. He's been goading you. But you're going to prove him wrong. You say he killed her and then fabricated the scene in the ballroom? What makes you certain of that? Most automechanicals come equipped with some type of plasma weapon. Programming one to murder Helen vicariously is a clever solution. Fiendish, even. It's clear to me that Cedric Kincannon murdered Halcyon Helen. I'll have him reported to UDL within the hour. You found Helen's killer and brought justice to Eridanos. I look pleased because I am. We're finished here. Eridanos will return to its rightful owner, and Cedric Kincannon will spend the rest of his days rotting in Tartarus. Wait.